Hello and welcome back to C++ video tutorials. In this video tutorial, I'll show you how to create your first project in CodeBlocks. Then I'll show you how to navigate the CodeBlocks project directory. To create a project in CodeBlocks, you need to open the CodeBlocks integrated development environment. So go to the Windows search button and type CodeBlocks and then click on the CodeBlocks desktop application icon. This should open the CodeBlocks window. In here, go to File, and then New, and then click on Project. In the new form template, select Empty Project and click Go. And then you need to add a project title. We'll name this project Hello World, and then choose where you want to create your project. In my case, I will select the Z drive, and then ITSE101, and then lab 0, and then click next. The next thing you want to do is to choose the compiler. By default, CodeBlocks comes with the GNU GCC compiler. If you have any other compiler configured with CodeBlocks, you can use that, but the one that we'll be using for this course is the default compiler. So from here, click Finish. So this has created for us one project called Hello World, and it is kept in the default workspace. From here, what you want to do is you want to add a new code file. So go to File, New, and then choose Empty File. This is going to ask you whether you want to add the file to the project. Click Yes, and you're gonna have the Save File dialog. In the Save File dialog, just give it the name of the CBB file that you want to create. So we're gonna create one file called hello.cpp. So this is going to be a C++ source code file, and then click Save. And then you're gonna have this dialog, which is going to ask you whether you want to add this thing to a build target. Just keep the default settings and then click OK. Now if you come to the workspace navigation, you're gonna see one box here near to the Hello World project. Click here to expand it, and you will see one folder called Sources. Click the plus sign next to Sources, and then you will see this file that we've just created, which is called hello.cpp. This same file is also going to be opened in the main window, and as you can see, this is the file that we just created. So this is a C++ source file. This is where you can type your code. So we can type our code here. So now we have typed our code. We're ready for the next stage, which is basically running the program. And to do so, all what you need to do is just click in the Build and Run button. And when you click on this, what you will see is two things. First, you will see a number of messages, which is showing you whether your program has been built correctly or not. And it is really showing me that there has been no errors when building my program. And the other thing, you will see a window, and this window will show you the output, and the output is basically the Hello World message, and it will also show you some information about how long it took the program to execute, and it's just going to stop in here. Now one thing you need to notice that these two lines here are actually not coming from your program. These two lines are basically added by CodeBlocks. It's just a convenient way for you to see the output, and it kind of stops in the middle, or it stops at the end before it closes the screen. And if you want to close this screen, all what you have to do is just press the Enter key. So that's our first project, and this is how we create a project and compile it in CodeBlocks. The other thing I wanted to show you is the project directory which has been created by CodeBlocks. So as you remember, I've created my project in the Z drive under ITSE101 under lab 0. So as you can see, CodeBlocks has created for you one folder called Hello World, and this is basically a folder that corresponds to the name of the project that we have created. Now if you click in this folder, you're gonna see this kind of structure. Now I'm not gonna go in details on this object and bin folders that has been created, but as you can see, the source file which I have created is gonna be in here. Now this is a C++ file, and it's actually a text file which can be opened using any other text editor. One way to tell whether this is a C++ file or not is that in Windows, the type of the file would be C++ source. So you need to you can ensure that this is actually a code file by looking at the type, even if you don't have the extension enabled. There is another video that I've kept in here, which is also going to show you how to enable extensions if extensions are not enabled in your machine. Now, to convince ourselves that this is actually a text file and it can be opened using any text editor, what I will do, I will right click and I will choose Open with Sublime Text. Now Sublime Text is a text editor which you can install. It's a free and open source text editor that can be installed in any operating system. So when I click here, this is what I get. This is the program that I've created. So as you can see, it's basically a text file which is can be opened using any normal text editor. Now this is basically, you need to know about this structure because often I will ask you to submit C++ files when you are working with the labs. So this is how you can create a project, and this is how you can navigate the project folder. In the next video, I will show you how to create programs which basically print lines of text. Thank you very much.